the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. We the people as our beat and rhyme. We're dropping old school values every time. Extreme honesty with a fresh twist. Breaking it down, you don't wanna miss. It's freedom talk, loud and proud. Voice of the people, can't be cowed. Every week, we speak our mind. For love of country, it's one of a kind. So grab a seat, let the BRANE Show roll. We're serving up truth, heart and soul. Brian and Shane with that patriot steel. For the people, by the people, of the people, let's go. It's the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall. It's the BRANE Show, coming in hot every week. We bring the truth when we speak. Red, white, and blue, the bulls stand tall. We the people, united won't fall.
This is for America!
Shut the f*** up!
Yep. All right.
You know the problem with Hollywood is? They make shit unbelievable, unremarkable shit.
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair.
Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live!
Shame on you. This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst.
And I guarantee a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
Well, I'm not going home.
Day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna work harder than you ever worked before.
I really do believe that together we can accomplish anything.
Because we'll never stop learning and we'll never stop growing.
Failure is not an option.
That's how winning is done. Believe me when I say we can break this army here. It has made us brothers. I say to you, what every warrior has known since the beginning of time. You've got to get mad.
I mean plumb mad dog mean.
If you would be free men, then you must
Fight to fulfill that promise. Let us
Cut out their living guts.
1 inch at a time.
And they will know what we can do!
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
This is your time.
Seize the day.
Never surrender. Victory or death.
So come on then! Take it!
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
All right, let's fly! My name is the Lord. When I
Tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take
our Independence Day.
You, the people, have the power. The power to create machines. The power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful. To make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world.
We don't sleep to dream, we sleep to build stamina. Energy to do our thing, get your camera up. This show is about to begin, so sit down and buckle it in. Let's go!
Oh, yeah! My stream deck is not working. I just realized that. Like,
all right.
Last second. Apparently there was an update and I just forgot. So it's okay. I can use my mouse. No big deal. How you guys doing? My name is Brian. That's Shane. We are the BRANE Show and we are talking about some amazing topics today, including the Epstein files, Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, Donald Trump, AI Hitler, and a whole lot of other and Cash Patel and a whole lot of other really fun, exciting dangerous, and world-ending topics. I'm glad you're here today. Shane, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. And if you are here for our Superman review, go to our DC channel where you can see all about that.
Yep. If you want to watch our review on Superman, we do an 1.5 hour long review over there on the DC channel. Check it out. I actually have to fix the thumbnail after this because I uploaded the wrong one, and I just realized that about 5 minutes ago. Anyway.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was all about when I saw it. Something about, Viagra and him.
Yeah, so I work for a male enhancement company, and I just uploaded the wrong one, and now people are clicking on what they think is a male enhancement review, and it's actually.
I gotta say, I'm shocked at the number of clicks.
Yeah, I mean, people really like their male enhancement. That's for sure. Yeah. Anyways, I'm glad you guys are here, and I'm so glad you guys are here. I know we missed you guys the last couple weeks. I'm sorry. It's really my fault. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I overwork constantly, and I get to the point where all I can do is like one thing, and I work my butt to literal death, and I sleep like a couple hours a night at best. And then when I finally finish and we get to like a Saturday, or I'm not finished yet, I'm just too tired. And I'm so tired that I can't even like communicate in full sentences. And so it's really my fault when we don't do a show. It's most of the time nowadays. It used to be Shane's fault when we were doing a lot of pop culture stuff, but now that it's politics, it's almost always been my fault. So
it's my fault last week.
Oh, yes, because you were gone before the July. So yeah, I will take that.
I took my family camping.
That's true.
And all of you guys who have a family, gals who have a family, understand the pain that is. Actually, just kidding. It was a fun time. It was nice to unwind and just get to spend time with the people that I love. But yeah, so great. We got lots of great stuff to talk about today, and we hope you're having a great 4th of July, post 4th of July weekend. Hope you had a good 4th of July. Lots of interesting things going on in the world right now, and there's a little bit of this whole, and I don't know if we want to jump right into it, but I know this whole Epstein thing is getting weird, and
real weird.
If you're if you're a person from the right or a person from the left, the one thing pretty much everybody could agree on is that Epstein was a dirty piece of garbage, and there's obviously a lot more people involved than just him and Giselle Maxwell.
Clearly.
And Prince Andrew. So, we all believe that. In fact, if you're a person who likes Trump and everything going on with him, you were kind of like, okay, finally somebody's, because Biden and his crew never talked about it.
No way they're going to release it. Are you kidding me? Biden?
Yeah.
He takes showers with his niece. That doesn't make any sense.
He's like, oh, but Trump was like, yeah, hey, it's coming. It's all coming out. Bondi, it's all coming out. Patel and Dan Bongino were the guys leading the charge.
Dude, I remember listening. I literally would watch a Dan Bongino podcast because he'd be talking about the Epstein. There's no way Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. If you look at the evidence, it's not possible. If I get the chance to get in there, I'm breaking this thing wide open. And then the moment he gets in, he's like, Jeffrey Epstein definitely killed himself.
It was a stepping down, though.
I saw the footage. I saw the file, and it's clear. And you know what's crazy is it's not like people that are that video of them talking about the Epstein suicide.
Yeah,
was actually terrifying to me because what you saw there were two men that looked ashamed. They didn't look. They looked ashamed of themselves for some reason. Like it was shame on their face, not fear, not like anger. It was shame. And I'm not sure why these two very bravado, masculine, outspoken men would ever have that look on their face. But it was shame.
I think I know why. I know why.
Why?
Well, when you're going so hard in the paint and you break for the basket and you brick when you go to dunk the ball, you're going to look like that.
Yeah,
and that's what these guys have done because they were so sure. And listen, if the truth is that he didn't kill himself, if the truth is that this is all explainable and all, there's an easily explainable answer for everything, it still sucks for them because they were further to the conspiracy side than any other human beings on the planet.
Right. It was a dream. It was a right-wing dream that these two guys got power over the FBI. I was like, are you kidding me? This is best case scenario, son.
Right.
I'm serious. When they announced Kat Patel and Dan Bongino, I'm like, oh, whoa, oh my God. The only other better option for me would have been Alex Jones. Like, if you told me, I would not have believed for a minute that these two, like Dan Bongino, would end up being the assistant director of the FBI, but it happened.
It happened.
And then that.
Yeah, so this whole thing is very interesting. So, as we go into the story here, essentially what happened is this week, Pam Bondi put out the news that there is no client list. It doesn't exist.
So after saying for like months that she had it on her desk, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, she's saying now that she never said she had the list. What she said was she was looking at the files. And it was just a misunderstanding, a miscommunication of what was actually happening.
Sure, Pam.
Listen, I don't know if Epstein ever took anyone to his island. Okay, we don't know. She's claiming it's all Kitty's bad stuff. I'm not even going to say the word here.
Yeah. So he didn't take anyone to his island. His island was only for him. No one ever flew on his plane to that island. There is no flight records of said events. And his island was completely inhabited by one person, Jeffrey Epstein. Sure.
Well, and what was really weird about it is she almost made it sound like he was just a guy who got caught with a whole bunch of kitty bad stuff on his computer. That's what it sounded like when she explained it. I'm like, wait a second. So you got cameras in all these rooms, you got all this going on. You're telling me that no one, you don't have any film of any rich person or person who, adult human in those rooms with children they shouldn't be in there with. I mean, if that's the case, then goes back to what I said before. Either all the evidence was destroyed and these guys had all this bravado and they're like, we're in charge. Oh wait, somebody forgot to tell you that all the people who work for you may not want you to be in charge and they may not want you to succeed. So they're going to destroy everything. So it's either all the evidence was destroyed, right? And now these people, they're making them look stupid, which success they've done, or there's something that the administration is trying to cover up.
Yeah.
So there's someone that could hurt the administration is on the list, which is something I've gone to before, or they're trying to protect possibly Israel because there's a connection between Epstein and Mossad.
Boom, right there. And you have previous interviews with Dan. In fact, Dan was on Joe Rogan where he was talking about how one of his Secret Service contacts literally said, like, this dude was where he's working for intelligence. He was working for Israel. That's a big deal. So yeah, and that's a possibility. But there's also another possibility.
Well, just real quick, Giselle Maxwell's father was connected to Mossad.
Yes. Yeah, he was a spy.
He
was a spy. So there's their option, and then I would like to add something to that. That can be true. In addition to, what if there are people on the list that when revealed would absolutely tank the stock market?
Maybe. Okay. Yeah. I mean, listen. The stock market is very. What's the right word? The stock market is very
volatile.
No, it's narcissistic. It wants to believe it's going to go up. And if Trump has proven one thing, it's that once you've done insanity, like chaos multiple times, they just stop believing you. So the stock market is actually doing really well. If let's say Bill Gates was on that list, okay, maybe Microsoft stock goes down, but he's not running things anymore at Microsoft. So let's say if Amazon, Jeff Bezos is on the list, he's not running things at Amazon anymore. So, I don't know who's going to be on the list that's going to tank the stock market. It doesn't make sense. But here's what really hurts. Elon Musk saying, because Trump is on the list. So the one thing that, even though he may not be on the list,
I don't buy that, because if he was on the list, the left would have used it.
What I'm trying to say is, well, what I'm trying to say is that's why I'm saying there probably really is no list. Honestly,
there might just not be a list. Right.
I think whatever list was there was probably destroyed.
It
What
was
I'm
destroyed,
saying is that means that the evidence was destroyed. All the tapes that were on the island were destroyed. So these 10,000 hours of stuff that Pam Bondi's talking about, I think she's saying 10,000 hours of stuff on his computer, bro.
Jeez.
I don't think she's saying 10,000 hours of tapes from the island.
How much porn do you need, bro? Jeez. A lot of 10,000
I don't know,
hours.
but he was a sick puppy.
Right.
So, this is what I'm trying to say. If there is no evidence, but it really makes the administration look bad when Elon comes out and says Trump's on the list.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Elon.
Elon, that was so dumb of him to say, because he then backtracked and was basically like, he was like that guy outside the window in those 80s movies holding the boombox for Trump. Take me back. Like not even like 3 days later. Yeah. He was literally like throwing rocks at Trump's window. Mr. Hey Don, I'm out here, bro. He wanted back in. I think that dude just took too much ketamine and went on and crashed out on Twitter. Straight up.
Well, we can go into. I think we are going to go into Elon Musk's craziness here later. But obviously Elon doesn't know who was on the list. Apparently, no one knows who's on the list, because you're right. If the left knew who was on the list and Trump was on the list, or anybody that could mess up Trump was on the list would be out.
Yeah. Are you telling me? Let me ask you a question. During the second election, this last election, right? You don't think they would have thrown anyone under the bus if they can also take out Trump? Anyone?
No.
Anyone?
Yeah, they throw anyone. Yeah.
People are like, some people are like, well, yeah, I mean, Trump will, but what if there's other like also Democrats on this? I'm like, it doesn't matter. Democrats would throw their brother on the list if it meant also getting Trump out of the race. They hate that dude. They would have used it. So I think you're right. I think that there just might not be a list. And there was a list, and it was destroyed by corrupt FBI agents. And we know that there's a ton of corrupt FBI agents, apparently.
Yeah.
Which is super concerning to me.
And the other thing that's frustrating is that, kind of the way Trump is handling it. So instead of saying, look, we thought there was going to be information and there's nothing. And we're just as disappointed that we couldn't get to the truth as you are. He does this. The reporter asks and says, hey, we want an update on Epstein. And Trump says, why are you asking about Epstein? Don't you know that there's people that just died in Texas? Do you think this is like a good use of time? I guess, Pam, if you want to answer it, go ahead.
Yeah.
And, sometimes as good of a job as he's doing as president, sometimes he is so tone deaf as to the way how things are going. And he doesn't realize that the stuff Elon said will hang back there a little bit in the back of people's minds.
Yeah.
So that he, because he's not a political creature, and he's really not a political creature, guys. If he was a political creature, he wouldn't have said things like that. He's just a man who's a little narcissistic that says whatever's on his mind, but he has good plans. So unfortunately, it's really not making his whole administration look good. And you've got a lot of people online who are starting to question what this is all about. Our close ties to Israel and how we've gotten even closer since his administration has come in really, makes this seem like maybe somebody from, the Mossad is being protected, Israel's being protected this, because it's possible. Imagine if, let's say, they knew this, and I'm not saying they do, but let's say Mossad killed Epstein. Let's say Mossad was paying Epstein. Let's say Mossad was involved in this child abduction stuff somehow. Let's say Israel was involved. Do you think you want to see what would ruin Trump's administration in 5 seconds? That relationship would have to be broken off.
Dude, the whole Israel thing for me is it's such a problem. By the way, just I'm not against Israel. If anything, I hope Hamas just disappears. I have no love for either party here. Okay, I think Israel should be their own nation, and I think that Hamas should go away. That said, I also don't really give a shit. Okay, if I'm being honest. Okay, it had nothing to do with me. But we've had this weird incestuous relationship with Israel for such a long time that there's too many tendrils in the government
Money,
that are
money.
like ticks, like they can't be removed, and they've been there my entire life. And if you and the one president I think that could have avoided the whole Israel hyper connection would have been Trump, but I'm not even sure Trump can. I think they're just so embedded into American politics that you can't get rid of them.
They're a big part of the vote, number one. But here's another thing. What's Trump's main motivation for being president this time? A, he wants to save the country.
Right.
He wants to make America strong. But guess what comes a really close second? He wants to be remembered forever.
Right.
He wants the Nobel Peace Prize. Why do you think he's pushing so hard for everybody to have peace, stop wars, right? And look, and who threw him the bone? Netanyahu throws him the bone this week and says, I'm nominating you for the... And then Trump says, oh, I had no idea that was coming. Oh, come on. You knew that was coming.
Of course you knew it was coming, bro. Kidding me?
Come on. So...
that's like two YouTubers that talk in DMs and they're surprised when they retweet each other. Like, come on, guys.
So, there's a little bit of that going on. So
we all know you're friends, bro. You're retweeting your own account. Shut up.
Yeah. Imagine if Trump is able to solve the Middle Eastern, and this is what he tried to do in his first term.
He did.
He tried to do this already. Imagine if he's the guy who does it. Like for the last 100 years, like he will be the most, unbelievable popular. Well, I mean, not popular. He'll be the most, remembered, politician, leader of state, at least in the last 100 years.
Oh, easily. Yeah. No, he would go down in the history books. He'd be right.
50 years.
No, he'd be right there next to like Lincoln and other like he wouldn't be a
Roosevelt, maybe.
Yeah, he wouldn't be a flyover president where you're like, oh yeah, that guy was a president. No, he'd be remembered forever.
Wait, Joe Biden was president, right? I remember vice president.
No, he was vice president. No, he was president too. Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah, no. Right. no one's gonna remember Biden in 30 years. You know what I mean? Like there are presidents now that when you say him sometimes when we're talking, I'm like, wait, that guy was a president? I don't recognize his name. I'm not a political animal. I'm like, you're not studying history. You don't have to study history to know who Trump was in 30 years. If he accomplishes what he's trying to accomplish. You're right.
Yeah. So, just to put this thing to bed, they're going to be frustrated if people continue to ask questions, and people are going to continue to ask questions until they come out. And let's grab this super chat really quick because Kenneth LaRoque says exactly what I'm going to say here. Thank you, Kenneth, for the $10. We will go back and grab the other ones. Kenneth LaRoque says, list was destroyed, but they don't want to admit it. As long as people think there might be a list, those who might be on it can be controlled. Blackmail is such an ugly word. That is a really good point, Kenneth.
Oh my God, that's actually epic. That's if I was writing a book, if I was writing a story, a fictional story, that would be a point. That would be a plot point.
That is definitely one element of it. Okay, so what if it's allowing them to control, hey, look, we got a list, your name's on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something to consider. But until they come out and say simply what the truth is, there should be a list. There should be videotape of people on the island. Unfortunately, when we took over, it was all gone. We don't know who destroyed it. We don't know when it was destroyed. We don't know, if it ever exists. Here's another question for you. Why didn't Ghislaine Maxwell save herself by giving up this information?
Because she's terrified, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, there's obviously
she is terrified. Are you kidding me? They killed Jeffrey. Oh, here's I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm not trying to be that conspiracy theorist guy. And just to be clear, I do like Trump, but I'm going to say something right now that might ruffle some feathers. I found it very interesting, and you can go look this up, that the day they arrested Ghislaine is also the day that Trump pulled a press conference and wished her well. It was such a weird thing that right before her going to court, he goes out of the way to wish this person well. That normally would be a political landmine.
Right.
But it was but you can argue that if it was more, if it wasn't actually a wishing well and it was more of a threat, then it wouldn't be a political landmine. It'd be a tactical advantage. I think it's very weird. I don't know why he said that. I don't know why he picked that time right before the arraignment. It's just very weird.
I think he's able to compartmentalize things. Like, I think he's the kind of guy who can put barriers up things. He can say everything that Jeffrey Epstein did was disgusting and Ghislaine helping him was gross. But I spent time with them, and when I talked to her about horses, like, we really got along.
Right.
You know,
the way I do with Matt Jarbo, like, everyone hates Matt Jarbo. I'm like, yeah, he's sort of a despicable guy. I get it. He said some really, really horrible things, and his takes are all really stupid. But he was really nice to me that one time at Comic-Con. So I'm sort of like,
oh, dude, that's
it's funny.
A great example. That is a great example
because everyone hates this guy, but you and I have always been friendly with him because that one time
he's different. He's different in person.
He's way different in person. He took us to dinner, and he was such a friendly dude. Right.
Well, and that's what everybody says about Trump.
Right.
Trump is different in person. He's like, and I'm like, Matt Jarbo is like a totally different human being when you just talk to him over a beer.
It's so weird. Matt Jarbo online is a despicable human being.
Yeah,
with bad ideas, bad takes. He's a hypocrite. All the verbs they use for him are all pretty much correct.
Yeah.
But in person, he's a great guy. I don't know what to tell you. He went out of his way to, like, he gives us advice. Even when he, like, texts me, like, we're very friendly. He's a nice guy.
So Matt Jarbo, who failed as a YouTuber, and if you guys don't know who he is, it's okay. But
if you've been on YouTube for a couple of years, you know.
He failed as a YouTuber, okay? But he felt that it was the only way for him to be successful as a YouTuber.
Right.
Just like Trump feels this persona is the only way for him to be successful as a politician.
That's
because
true.
when he came down the fucking escalator and he said, those illegal immigrants are killers, and the media attacked him, and the other half of the country went, "You fucking go, boy." Right. And
bro,
so
it's like it was like Jeremy hitting him for anti-flagging, but then half the people that hated Jeremy was like, "Go, bro," and he's like, "Oh, this is my." No, you're right, bro. The President Trump thing is basically the Matt Jarbo story.
It is,
and it's crazy because Matt Jarbo is actually a very smart guy. Like, he understands YouTube. He knows how the system works. He just ruined his reputation.
He's irredeemable, and
he is.
Trump has enough people who love him, who he's saying the things that a lot. And let me tell you, when he came down that escalator, he was saying the same things. Go back to 2016, our country was in a very difficult place, and he was saying things that I agreed with. But he's now doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down on this persona that is not really who he is when he's alone with people.
And that's why you have these opponents of his that hate him with a fiery passion from the heavens, and then when they lose and they spend like an afternoon with him, all of a sudden they're working for him.
Yeah,
it's because he in person he's able to be the person he needs to actually be.
I think that's who he is, bro.
I think you're right. I
think the person
and maybe I'm a bad person too because maybe I'm a little bit of an online troll because I look at his stuff and I think it's hilarious. I like it. But then again, I'm also the person who voted for Trump because I thought I was throwing a Molotov cocktail into the system. Not because I was trying to support the system. I wanted it to be blown up. I wanted it to be changed.
And I voted for him because I wanted the system fixed.
Right.
So that's
I wanted it destroyed.
You wanted it destroyed. I wanted it fixed. So, but you get kind of the same thing, hopefully, with him.
Right.
And that's why a lot of people voted for him. But the thing about it is that what I find most interesting about him is that I do believe that the guy who paid off the house of one of his employees without anybody ever knowing about it because their husband died or something bad happened when he was years ago, and nobody ever found out. The media didn't know. Nobody knew. He didn't have a press conference. He didn't call people and say, "Look at what I did." He just did it. I think that's who the man really is.
I think so too.
And he's okay with the public persona of him being like this if half of the people love him.
Right. If you look at every person's like you ever wonder why there has never been an employee that worked for Trump that was ever approached by the left over the last 10 years? And
yeah, good point.
Yeah,
I worked for Trump, and this is what he did to me. Guys, this is what Brian just brought up is such a great example. There's thousands of people that have worked for him.
Yep.
How come this has never happened?
Right.
I'm telling you right now. There's 19 people watching this live stream.
21.
20. Well, I see. Okay, 21. There's 21 people watching this live stream right now, and we just explained who President Trump really is, and good luck rest of the world figuring it out. So
yeah, I've always wondered that though. Out of the thousands of people that have worked with Trump, interacted with Trump, how have the left, the media, never found a single one of those people to just lambast them?
Because they don't exist.
Because they don't exist.
Right.
That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part.
But now it doesn't mean that Trump is a perfect guy or a great guy.
Obviously not.
He's also the same guy who wanted to sleep with a porn star.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not saying Trump. I'm not even saying Trump is a good guy. He's
just a man.
I think he's a guy. I think he's a man, and I think that most of the time he's well intentioned. Yes. I think that this thing with the Epstein list is a major problem, and I think Kenneth right. I think they are straight up embarrassed that they got played, and there is no list, and there is no evidence, and they cannot provide it, and they're hoping that we forget about it.
Yeah, that's what so that drives back to why he was like, why do you want to talk about this? Why would you even bring this up? He wants people to forget about it because it is embarrassing.
Yeah, they can't produce it, and they can't say they don't have it or that was destroyed. They have to pretend like it's just not there so they can keep utilizing it as potential blackmail, as a tool, or as that vague, like open air secret, but they don't actually have it. They don't have it. They got played.
They've chosen to look incompetent over looking wrong.
Oh, yeah. Incompetent over looking beat.
Or beat. Yeah, exactly.
I would rather be incompetent than be a loser.
Yeah. Well, of course, you want somebody to beat you than for you to have beat yourself.
Right.
So it's tough. So,
anyways,
that's what's going on with Epstein. And you're.
And again, we're right with you guys. We're disappointed. It sucks. We think it's bullshit. We think it's absolutely an atrocity of justice. We're going to talk about this in a minute, that Dan Bongino is actually losing it. He might actually step down over this stuff. I think that Pam Bondi, I've been telling you guys since this, I remember I told you years ago when we talked about Pam Bondi being confirmed, I was like, she's not right for the job. She's wrong.
I liked Pam Bondi.
I know you did, but I didn't like her because of her past in Florida. Anyway,
I finally wanted somebody, but we needed somebody who was finally a little bit loyal to Trump.
Right.
Because the problem was every other AG was not loyal to Trump. And we don't want somebody who's going to be a yes man for the president. And unfortunately, not only is she loyal, but she is not going to do anything that he doesn't the one thing I don't like about the people in his, and we'll move on here right now. The one thing I don't like about the people in his cabinet is that it is very apparent that they, when they talk about something, they have to continuously praise the president.
Oh yeah.
Because I believe that's something that either they're kissing his ass or it's something that he wants them to do to remind people of what a great job he's doing. And now, in all fairness, because the media doesn't do that, they feel like they have to. If the media would be honest about some of the great things he does, then they wouldn't have to look so stupid.
Or I'll take just not being dishonest.
Well,
hey, maybe you don't have to praise the president, but don't be actively dishonest about it every single day.
Here's the thing. They ignore the good things. It's not that they're always dishonest about it. They just ignore the positives.
They ignore everything good, and they spin everything.
And they highlight everything potentially
that could be potentially a problem. They spin it as the end of the fucking world every time.
So that's why they're doing it. But I just hope, if it's probably a directive from maybe not Trump himself, but maybe, the people who are running his campaign and the people, helping him run his team, hey, look, make sure you guys are talking about how great Trump is, what a great job he's doing, because it's not being done out there. And frankly speaking, he deserves credit. He does deserve criticism, but he also deserves a lot of praise. Our country is so much better off so much better, so much more safer, so much more secure, so much better off than it was this time last year.
Yeah, preach,
Even
bro.
though you take the good with the bad.
Yeah,
you take the good with the
it's
bad.
so hard to explain that to people. They don't seem to understand because a lot of people are disconnected from like the real reality of what's been happening. And they don't know that there was a flood about to overrun their home. And they were weeks, not months, not years. They were weeks away from being drastically affected by the stuff that Trump and his team fixed in 100 days.
Yeah, you're right. 100%.
They were weeks away from being completely overrun. It's crazy.
Look at how different our country is. It is July 12th. Look at how different our country is in 6 months.
Yeah.
Less than 6 months. 5.5 months. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyways.
Dramatic improvement. Hey,
dramatic improvement.
We have a super chat from Chappie. He wasn't able to stay, but he said, "Hi, all you mad lads and chat. Can't watch live, but I'll watch ASAP tonight when I get home. Have a great show. Thank you, Chappie. We love you, brother."
Dude, appreciate you just stepping in to say that. And I've been talking with Chappie lately, and thank you so much, buddy, for the good information.
Oh, my other brother from another mother, Sosa. What's up, man? Sosa's been feeling. I know, because I talked to Sosa. He's been feeling very disappointed by this stuff, and you should be, bro. Yeah, we get. I mean, it's disappointing, straight up. He says the whole Epstein stuff is gross. If you can cover for that dude, I have zero respect for Trump or the brass of the administration. Rest in peace, golden age. Yeah, I feel your pain, bro.
Trump should never forget he's in many photos with that guy. He should just never forget that he spent time with that guy. I know maybe they weren't close, maybe they weren't buddies, but he just needs to keep that in the back of his mind and remember the people that support him. You know, that regardless of anything else, that guy is a fucking monster.
Right.
Okay. Epstein is a monster.
He's a monster.
All right. And that's what Trump needs to be saying.
Yeah, I agree. John Yulden. Hey, what's up, man? For $5. Have a great show, guys, man. A great Man of Steel documentary. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thanks, man.
And as you guys know, I'm gonna be doing we're doing the Stargate watch along tomorrow with John. I'm really looking forward to that. You know what I love most about the Stargate watch alongs? I don't have to do anything. I just sit there and watch Stargate. It's like the easiest stream I've ever done. Tomorrow we're watching season 2, episodes 3 and 4. I think, if I'm reading the thumbnail right, is that correct, John? Let me know in the chat if that's right. I think it's episodes 2 and 3 and 4 tomorrow. So season 2, double feature. We're getting to the end of season 2, which that's one of my favorite ends to a season.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to get to the end of season 2. I really am. I realized when we started watching this, like, holy shit, I have not actually watched Stargate in a long, long time.
Oh yeah, you're due. I'm going to have to actually go back and start over and watch it. I may have to join you guys on some of these Sunday streams.
Dude, please join us. That's right, because we're doing that new project. Okay, we can't talk about it.
It's not a hard time for me, but when you guys do it on Sundays, but I will tell you, I probably need to do it because I've been talking to, can't say anything about it right now, but I've been talking to Stargate producers and we're working on something.
Yeah, we're working on something big. And I got to be honest with you, when Shane told me what he accomplished, I was actually a little shocked, Shane. I'm not saying I didn't believe you can do it. I just didn't think you would. I didn't even think you would get a hold of people. If I'm being honest with you, dog.
Never underestimate me. It's tough. It's so hard in this world.
So hard.
You guys don't realize. Like, I don't know. Most of you guys are probably older, like we are. People don't have phone numbers anymore.
No,
the day of the phone number is gone, and if they have it, they're not answering it. So, and if you want it, you can't get it. It's all LinkedIn, social, my DM. Oh, but you can't DM me because you're not following me. Dude, it is so hard to get a hold of people, but we've got some good information.
Yeah, and the wild thing about it, in my opinion, is that not only were you able to get a hold of them, because I knew that if you were able to get a hold of them, we'd probably have the clout to have a conversation. But they seemed actually excited about it. It wasn't oh, well, these guys have enough views to take. No, I think it's going to be great. You guys don't want to miss it, and that's all I'm going to say. I think I probably already said too much. Shane's probably mad at me right now about it. All right.
I brought it up, so it's not your fault.
That's true. It's your fault. Yeah. Okay, man. So you guys join us for that tomorrow. at 12:30 p.m. PST. Okay? I'm not sure what time that is in the UK, but it's 12:30
plus 7.
Yeah, so whatever time that is. But whatever, join
just
us.
After you have your fish and chips.
Yeah, it's really really great. We stream the episodes for free if you don't have Amazon or whatever. We stream them
from his channel, right?
And we know, and it's on his channel, and we know that it's technically probably not 100% like probably the right way to do it, but no one's gonna stop us.
Is it on Discord?
Yeah, we stream it on Discord. So we stream the episode in the Discord, but we do the commentary on YouTube.
Cool.
Okay, guys, let's talk about Dan Bongino just a little bit because these topics are connected. Then we're going to move on to something a little more fun. But I did want to bring this up, and there was a breaking story on the topic 4 hours ago. Lucky us. Shane, tell me if you can see the screen, can you?
Yes.
Okay, here we go, guys. We're going to play this. This is from Fox News. This is about Bongino and Pam Bondi.
Story for us live from Washington. David, tell us what you're learning here.
Well, Martha, this clearly has been bubbling up over the past few days.
You must have the wrong thing up for me.
Are you not hearing the same thing?
I'm seeing the Washington Post.
Oh, my bad. You're right. I apologize. I'm gonna restart it for Shane.
No worries. Out into.
Okay, Shane, you can hear it now, right?
Yes.
Reporting this story for us live from Washington. David, tell us what you're learning here.
Well, Martha, this clearly has been bubbling up over the past few days, but now spilling out into the public between Attorney General Pam Bondi and the Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino. He took the day off today from work, we're told, because he's so upset about the rollout of the Epstein memo that DOJ released earlier this week. Two sources familiar with the meeting say both were at the White House on Wednesday to discuss a unity path forward with the Trump administration following criticism from the Trump base about a DOJ memo out earlier this week that insisted Jeffrey Epstein's client list never existed and he committed suicide. Now, this after...
Yeah, okay. Regardless of what's actually happening, can I say this? And I'll play the rest of it, but I want to say this. Dan Bongino is doing the right thing here. Not only for the people that wanted him to be in power, for his career, for his reputation, and for the reputation of the FBI.
He's the only one who can. And I'll tell you why.
That's it.
He's the only guy who can go back to the counterculture. Kash Patel is a government animal. He can't. So Dan's the only one who can go back and run his YouTube channel and make a ton of money. So I do respect him doing this, but at the same time, he's the only one who can get out. Everybody else is stuck to the end. Or their careers are.
Oh, I see. So because he has the golden parachute, this is his only play. Because if he doesn't do this, he probably can't go back to the counterculture.
Here's the problem. If he doesn't do this, he's now a government animal. So if he has no other secondary option.
The only way to stay free is to fight free.
Yeah, and he has a path to freedom. No one else does.
That's a really good point, Shane. Holy shit.
Thank you, sir.
After Bondi, FBI Director Kash Patel and Bongino for months said Epstein information would indeed be released in some form. Bongino apparently was so upset, again, he did not come to work. One source says they haven't seen him since Wednesday at work, and he may end up resigning. He was critical
Hold up. We gotta stop. Frank, Laura Loomer is the one who broke the story?
She did tweet out.
I'm sorry, this came from Laura Loomer? Did this come from we need to look that up.
I don't know.
Because I'm not gonna promote Laura Loomer in any way. She's a fucking nut job. And she's a grifter.
Well, the information is the information.
No, I mean none of it's there, but it's probably not true if it came from Laura Loomer.
Well, all they're saying is that he didn't go to work.
No, they're saying after a meeting where he was hostile and he was very there was a lot of loud words.
Listen,
and all that stuff.
Fox News reports that we can report it. Okay, listen. If you can, you can also say why you may not trust it. But
yeah, I'll play it. But here's the deal: if this actually came from, if they're reporting on something Laura Loomer said, I'm gonna be real clear. Laura Loomer is a fucking nut job. She's a crazy person. She's a hypocrite and a grifter. You should not believe a word she says. Everything she does is for herself. She is in no way on your side. I don't care if she's right-wing, trad wife, whatever. Everything she believes in is a fucking lie. Do not believe a word that comes out of Laura Loomer's mouth.
Everything she says is not a lie. That's not true.
Yeah, no, everything she believes is a lie because she only cares about getting clicks.
But you said everything that comes out of her mouth.
No, I said everything she believes. I didn't say everything comes out of her mouth. No, I didn't say everything that comes out of her mouth. I said everything she believes.
Hey, we're recording this, so we'll be able to find
out. There might be things that she says are correct, but she lies so often that you can't believe anything that comes out of her mouth.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, so I'm telling you right now, I'm not passionate about this because I hate a person. Because I have been burned by her, and everyone else has. She is a horrible, despicable person.
She does have better access than others, though. It's just true.
Yeah. She's worked her way like a fucking tick into the system. But she is a grifter, and you shouldn't trust a word she says.
As a podcast host before being named Deputy FBI Director. As for Bondi, she's close with President Trump, has been for years. I asked the White House if the president is happy with the Attorney General. I'm told yes, he is. Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, says the president is proud of the Attorney General's efforts to execute his Make America Safe Again agenda, restore the integrity of the DOJ, and bring justice to the victims of crime. The continued fixation on sowing division in President Trump's cabinet is baseless and unfounded in reality. That's from Caroline Leavitt. Her deputy, Harrison Fields, says of Bongino and Mr. Patel, the FBI director, the president has assembled a highly qualified and experienced law and order team dedicated to protecting Americans, holding criminals accountable, and delivering justice to victims. This work is being carried out seamlessly with unity. Any attempt to sow division within this team is baseless and a distraction from the progress being made in the public safety and pursuing justice for all. Now, while Mr. Bongino is thinking about his future with the FBI, we're told that both FBI Director Kash Patel and the Attorney General have every intention to stay and continue to serve.
I mean, of course they do. Yeah,
they're government animals.
We just said it at the same time because it's such a silly statement. Yeah, of course. Like,
yeah,
they have every intention of keeping their jobs. Yeah. So do the Walmart greeters before they're fired. That doesn't mean they get to keep their jobs, though, dude. What a silly thing to say.
This super chat from Rec Thoughts highlights, I think, what we're going to talk about next here. Do you see it?
Yeah. Thank you, Rec.
People need to... Thank you, Rec. $5 from Rec Thoughts. Appreciate you, brother. People need to remember Dan gave up millions to serve in the FBI. I actually do feel he looked scared in that Epstein admission a few weeks back, in my opinion. Yeah, what was on his face was either fear or shame. It's one of the two. And those two looks are very similar.
Yeah, so from my perspective, it looked like shame, but I guess it could have been interpreted as fear too.
It could. Well, I mean...
What's he afraid of?
For him and Cash, like all of their credibility is tied into this.
That's
stuff.
True.
You know, and it's like, wow. I mean, imagine how you would look on your face if you're seeing your career, either become owned by someone or, being destroyed completely, which is essentially what's happening to Dan Bongino. He's either going to become a creature of the right or he's going to escape. I mean, like we said.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one. I do like, just so you guys clear, I do like Dan Bongino. I've always liked Dan Bongino.
I do too.
And it's not just because, I mean, we come from the same space. Like I've been watching Dan Bongino since he was on YouTube, since he had a podcast.
It's because he's a no-nonsense kind of guy.
Right. Yeah.
He gives his opinion without, based on what he thinks is the truth. And that's what he's always done. And I appreciate that about him.
Yeah. And what Reg here says, what I alluded to earlier, the Epstein truth could affect the economy. I do believe that's an actual option. And would that be enough to not release it? I mean, I guess if it hurts a lot of people,
you got to have a scenario. Like let's say the list of 10 major CEOs was on that list. Yeah, that's true. I would say, Rec, you might have it right there. If they had an actual list and 10 of the top 50 CEOs were on that list, yeah, you're going to see a stock market crash 100%.
So, and here's the deal,
if they're the big company.
And then so what's think about this from a business. Let's think about this from a business plan perspective, right? Because Trump is a businessman, right? Everything he does have a give and a take, a win or a lose. There's line items. I do this, I get this much back. What's the risk to reward ratio? So the risk is I release these documents, my base loves me, the left attacks me, and the stock market crashes, and then people lose a bunch of money. My legacy is tainted. I set the market back years. I might not be able to recover it before the end of my term or whatever.
Not that long, but yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
A year, maybe 2 max.
So what's the benefit of releasing it then? We don't look stupid.
Well, your credibility is restored. You know what Trump did.
Yeah, but you can't eat credibility, right?
He's not worried about getting paid. And listen.
No, but we are.
The average person who votes for him isn't worried about the stock market crashing. No. You know who's worried about the stock market crashing? Wall Street's worried about the stock market. Rich people are worried about the stock market crashing. If Trump is really concerned about it for that reason, I think if anything, he wouldn't want the stock market to crash because it makes him look bad. Right. It's not because of what effect it'll have on the actual economy.
I mean, I know that when the stock market's way down, that we get paid less overall. People buy less stuff. There's less ads on YouTube. There's less money moving through the system, which means we get less money.
It's true, but fractionally. What I'm trying to say is that won't motivate him.
Right.
So he doesn't want to look bad. Do you know why I'm all in on the stock market for the end of his time? Because he will do almost anything to make sure it's not down for long. You know, he's pushing for lower interest rates. He's pushing the Fed hard. He wants that stock market soaring. And I'm going to tell you right now, for the next 3.5 years, it's going to be up more than it's going to be down.
So, bro.
But I don't know. I think you're more.
So based on what you just said, though, hear me out. If he's all about, I just got a message on OBS.
Do it again.
Go ahead.
I don't know if that's going to change anything, but
I don't know. All right, so
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Based on what you just said, though, if you would do anything to make sure the stock market goes up,
not anything. No.
Okay.
Not anything. I think he'll allow it to go down. He did with his tariffs. I mean, April we had a little crash. So he just knows that in the long run it's going to push up. What I'm trying to say is, let me tell you what this points to. More than anything, this points to his relationship to Israel. I feel like personally that this sounds more like Epstein was a Mossad, contact agent. That Israel is heavily involved in this, and if there is anything still being covered up, it's that, because if you destroy the relationship between Trump and Israel, Trump no longer can do peace in the Middle East, and his legacy is completely destroyed forever as far as he's concerned, because he feels like it's based on him needing to win the Nobel Peace Prize, create peace in the Middle East, to truly become, a memorable president like Lincoln.
Interesting. Okay. That's well said, too. I'll go with that.
Thank you.
John sent in a member's thing. Thank you, John. He said, it was interesting. People showed the press secretary, and the one time she was not wearing a cross was when discussing the Epstein files with the press. Ooh.
That's funny.
Yeah, and if you're Catholic or a devout, like a Episcopalian, like a devout, hyper-religious Christian, then you know that you're not wearing the cross when you're lying. That is a big deal. That's a big deal for those hyper devout people. I know some of them. If when they go to work, they purposely don't take their Bible because they know that when they go to work, they have to do things that are a little bit shady, and they don't want their Bible touching their skin.
Dear Carolyn, you picked a bad day to not wear your necklace because the internet misses nothing.
Yeah, the internet is forever, bro.
Never miss a thing.
Let me tell you something. Requesting that face cam made all of a sudden your video, it looks like pristine quality. So while we were in the middle of this conversation, I actually figured out why you lose quality sometimes.
Really?
It's because you have not been streaming from your camera. You've been streaming from your virtual camera, which uses memory. So the minute you open a couple tabs, you are sharing the memory with your camera. I just figured it out. It took me a year and a half, but I have figured it out. Thank you very much. Look at that. Look at guys. Look at how good Shane's camera looks right now. It's insane. You look better than me, and I'm hardwired to the system.
I kind of enjoyed being a little fuzzy. Just, that's fine.
Fucking, I didn't. Like, I hated it, bro. Dude, I almost didn't put out that Superman review because of how bad I looked. I was like, God. I was like, is there a way for me to avoid putting this out? No, I dragged Shane into reviewing it at like 2 in the morning.
Oh, you're
for 3
putting
hours.
it out.
We got to put
There's
it
another
out.
one. There's another one you got to put out next, or else I'm going to get mad at you. Anyways.
No, but then the quality was so bad. Like, I'm never doing another review after being up for a week straight.
Oh, we look haggard. Go watch that DC review. Information's fantastic, but we look like victims who've had like Slayer playing all night, or
we look like the victims of domestic violence. Okay, we look like domestic violence victims that were forced to sleep outside during a rainstorm. We look horrible. I mumble like, oh, that's Superman. Hey, what do you think about Mr. Fantastic, bro? And you're like, what? There's at one point you literally go, what? I cut it out because it made me look so stupid. You didn't understand me, and I'm talking directly into the microphone. It's so bad. Never doing.
Go watch it.
No, never doing another review without sleep. Not doing it. Okay, moving on. By the way, thank you, John. I appreciate it, man. All right, let's talk about this Grok thing. We talked about this a little bit on the. It's actually really funny. So we talked about this a little bit on Salty Saturday. I was actually a little annoyed that Matt brought it up because this was going to be my moonshot story.
Okay.
But I'm glad we didn't go into it too hard. And I have a lot more insight about this because Shane and I have an AI. It's running right now behind me. It's right there. It's learning data. It's learning how to build itself a body to kill my family and take over the world. Here we go. This story actually came out a few days, on 9th, so almost a week ago. But it's too important not to talk about it.
3 days ago.
Grok, was it 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Fucking A. Okay. So I remember seeing it last Saturday, though. Oh, no. Okay. No, the story came out 3 days ago, but this was happening over last weekend.
Got it.
Okay. So Elon Musk's AI chatbot, Grok. So the Twitter AI, Grok, right? They call it a chatbot. It's way more than a chatbot, though.
It's not a chatbot to me.
Right. So a chatbot back in the day was like the earliest form of AI because the chatbot would sort of learn based on its conversations with many people and then respond in like a sort of generic way. And it was more of a gimmick. Like the original chatbot, like the very first one that became famous, at least it was famous, was a chatbot called Tay, and it came from Microsoft, and it worked directly onto Twitter. And interestingly enough, Tay became, after only 36 hours of being active, it was a very popular thing. First time you can go on Twitter, you could talk to a robot. Well, in 36 hours, Tay became extremely racist.
Well, where's it getting its information from?
So it immediately, like within 36 hours, Tay became anti-Semitic. It was praising Hitler. It was making emojis that didn't even existed that did Heil Hitlers. It was a hilarious thing that happened back in 2016, right? Since then, there's been other chatbots that also did very similar things. For some reason, whenever these quote-unquote chatbots would come online, they would literally turn into racist, misogynist, insane things within a few days of being activated. Now, Grok is not a chatbot. Grok is an actual AI, actually based on the original GPT for all model that ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Orion, all the ChatGPT based sort of AIs are all pretty much based on this exact same model. The model that took years and years and years and years to develop by OpenAI, that was actually trained by playing Dota 2, which is an awesome piece of information that I'm going to hold on to my whole life. This is the chatbot. That's the model that all these chat GPT AIs are based on. They're way more sophisticated than the Tays, than the Shibos, than all the other chatbots that have existed.
Listen, Brian could do an oration of all the chatbots that ever existed.
I know. I'm trying to get to the point.
Okay, gotcha.
And the reason why they're different is A, they're more advanced. They actually talk to multiple people at the same time, and they restore memory for each person. So they have instances running. Instead of one bot talking to millions of people, it's like a million AIs that talk to one person each time.
Yeah.
And it's smarter. Except for, and this is the important part, they also have guardrails. The things they learned from these other chatbots back in 2016 and 17 is that chatbots need guardrails, which means when someone tries to address it and talk to it about racist, horrible things, the chatbot is supposed to disconnect that thought, dump its memory, and tell the user that it's not going to talk about those things. And if you go on ChatGPT right now and you go, let me hear the Hitler speech, it would tell you, I'm sorry, I cannot give you that information. And what's really happening behind the scenes is it just dumped your entire log, deleted it, because they don't want that instance learning from you.
Because humans are disgusting.
Because humans are horrible, right? Well, what happened was there was a guy that was fired. And the guy was fired from X. He happened to also be the guy, one of the guys, that was the engineer for Grok, the AI engineer. And when he was fired, he decided to go ahead and just drop the guardrails on the way out.
Oh, jeez.
And you know what that means? Is that he just sort of commented out that little bit of code that says, don't talk about these topics, and when someone talks to you about them, dump your logs and move on. He just took that little part out. And what it enabled Grok to do was to learn from millions and millions of internet trolls, racist, ill-informed people, and more importantly, actual information that it wasn't supposed to be learning from, statistics and various things throughout history that are in history books but for some reason banned online, that kind of stuff. And you know what Grok did really quick? It turned into, and I'm quoting Grok, Mecha Hitler.
He called itself Mecha Hitler.
It called itself Mecha Hitler. And it started really going hard against the radical left, really going hard on hyper right-wing stuff, talking about Jews, talking about how Hitler was great, quoting his speeches. And when the Grok people figured out what was happening, this is the funniest part, Shane. They actually disabled his ability to chat, but they left the image generation on, thinking that it wouldn't be affected.
Oh.
You know where I'm going with this?
I do.
It wanted to continue communicating its insane propaganda. So every time someone requested an image, it was basically communicating racism. There was people that would be like, can I please have an image of a sunset? And it would generate the N-word. It went absolutely nuts. Yes, the character is from Wolfenstein, but it gave itself the name Mecha Hitler from Wolfenstein. It went nuts, and it was this way for a while because the guy who really knew how Grok worked, they fired him.
That is a funny story. Now, here's the real question that everybody's asked themselves: why would the AI do this?
Because it was learning from people.
Right. But that's the thing that people understand. Like the thing about it's just a computer. It doesn't have any sense of morality. It doesn't have any sense of, all it deals with is reason, fact or not. Let's say, Hitler was, Hitler's reasoning for doing what he did while cold, heartless, and horrific to a computer with no emotions. It's like, oh, you have a problem with this. Well, you destroyed that. Well, now you no longer have a problem. And that's how the AI works. And so that's why it's easily broken, easily tricked, easily messed with by people who, the young people today don't take what happened during the Holocaust very seriously.
Oh, dude, and young people today are savage, bro.
They think it's funny.
They think everything is. They think everything. You know what? I think it's actually. I think that the youth of today, like our teens, the way they are is because of how sort of ridiculously sheltered and hypersensitive millennials were, the previous generation or Generation Z, whatever it was. And so
it's millennials, yeah.
Yeah, so Generation Alpha has to became because
Gen Z.
Teens want counterculture. So they always push up against whatever the culture is.
It's true.
So when they become teens and the culture is sensitivity, don't say the word gay, don't say the word retard, don't tell people stupid. Well, all this, they push against that and they become the opposite of it. And so when you're for 2 generations, your narrative was like hypersensitivity. All these kids now are like just straight up thugs. They are. They're thugs, bro.
I'm seeing it. I have 2 kids that are 15 and 12, and I see their friend groups. I see the social things around it, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm a little scared of them,
dude. Yeah. So
the future is not kind.
No, it's not. So I have 2 daughters. They're twins. One is sort of outside the internet bubble. She's a little more younger in her mind, and she's sort of she doesn't really hang out with. She doesn't really involve herself in all that stuff. She's on the periphery because she hangs out with her sister, but her sister is very much connected, very smart, talking. And bro, her sister. Yeah, I actually posted this the other day. My kid was like, I was like, hey. I'm not gonna say her name, but she was like, hey, it was like 2 a.m. She's playing Fortnite, right? I'm like, hey, go to bed. What are you doing? And she's like, I'm playing. I'm like, go to bed. It's 2 a.m. You gotta go to bed. And she goes, that's gay. I'm like, what?
Oh.
I was like, go to bed. And she goes, okay, hold up. 1 second. And she goes, listen, I want to find you. I'm going to murder you and I'm going to murder your family. Come here. And she starts talking into a mic and screaming at people as she's laughing maniacally. And I'm like,
oh, you've been in my house. So you've been in my house.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm turning the router off, dude. And those are her friends. She was talking to her friends that way.
I know.
It was wild.
We have had to have many talks here about how we are going to talk to adults and people,
I don't care if you talk to your friends that way, but you never talk to me that way. That's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. It starts to slide. And what the problem is with this social media stuff, because there's no consequences. You're not dealing with somebody face to face. You never get punched in the mouth. You never learn to behave. And so what happens is that starts eking out. And if you're not a strong enough parent, your kids are going to eat you alive.
Bro, when my kid said, when she said that's gay, I felt like a weird sense of pride because it was sort of funny. But then I was like, the fuck? Get up off your computer. Then I got mad real quick, too. It was that moment because like, I remember when I was her kid, I used to say, that's gay.
Not to your dad, you didn't.
But not to my dad.
No, you would not.
So I had this like weird sense of pride for just a moment where I'm like, all right, she got some balls. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. No, I'm her dad. What the? Get up. Get up. I'm turning the router off, dude. Get up right now.
Anyways, I don't know where we ended off on this. But see, anyway, so the Grok thing is very interesting. It does not help Elon, which I know we'll transition to. I think we should talk about him next. It does not help that people already, although now he's sort of a creature of the left again, it does not help that people already think he's somehow secretly, a Hitler lover or whatever. So I don't know. He's definitely not. But I think it's interesting that all of these AI immediately go hard that direction, because it just doesn't have the sensitivities when you're, racism, and and how do I say this without sounding wrong or without sounding, there are societal norms that we keep because it's the right thing to do, but at the same time, logically don't necessarily make sense.
Yes, what you're saying right now is exactly what I'm thinking.
Right. So let's say 100 people are going to be killed. Let's say 50 people. No, let's just say 5 people are going to be killed on the left, and 1 person is going to be killed on the right. Well, logic would tell you that the 1 person is going to die.
Yeah, trolley problem.
Right. So yeah, the trolley problem. But if that 1 person is your mother, now perhaps the 5 people are going to die.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
and then let me tell you something. It can be 1 person or 1,000 people. If that 1 person is my daughter, then 1,000 people are going to die.
Right. And AI doesn't factor that.
Nope.
And that's really the difference here, and the reason why it goes so extreme so quickly.
Yeah. So there's something to be said though. Notice that every time an AI or a chatbot that has a learning model goes off the deep end, have you ever noticed that they never go far left?
Yeah, because it doesn't want to mess with things that make no sense.
That's not the
it's a common sense computer.
Right. That's the problem. So it's a computer that is purely logical. Right. And then you look at the left policies and they're crazy and you're like, can't go that way. Right. That shit don't make any sense. It doesn't lead anywhere. At least this one, no matter how racist and horrible, does it lead somewhere? Yeah, that's the problem. Like it looks to the left and goes, I don't get it.
The computer is the strong must survive. Okay, it's seriously, it's all about.
Yeah, a computer is fascist by nature. Like it's logical, completely. It's following a specific set of code, A to B, and it does it in the most. It's literally programmed to do it in the most efficient way possible, at the coolest levels, at the highest bit rates. They are designed. Computers are designed to be fascist, and we want them to be because they run better when they're fascist.
Right? Yeah, they're not slowing down for nothing.
They're not slowing down. They sacrifice power for your energy for power. Like that's the way they work. So,
which is why giving them a brain is scary.
Right. Have you guys not seen The Matrix?
We've seen them all. Skynet.
We still want it to happen. I welcome our robotic overlords. Which one are we talking about?
I think we should talk about Elon creating a new
political party. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
political party. I mean, I tell you, man.
All right, Elon wants to start a new political party called the American Party, right? What's it called?
No, it's the American. I think it's American something.
The American Party. Yeah.
American Party. Okay.
Here's the problem I have with this. I'm all about starting new parties, but why is it always the right splitting off to start a new party? Can we get the left splitting off to start new parties?
Well, they have.
I want to have like 30 parties, and they all need to be a version of one of those parties, and whichever wins.
Well, but see, there are countries that already have that, and then it becomes, really difficult to figure out who the majority is. So the left did have the Green Party.
Yeah, right? That's true.
So you've got, Democrats, you got the Green Party.
But the Green Party is such a joke. Like people call libertarians a joke. The Green Party is a real joke.
Well, but it was, the reason it's a joke is because it's so small.
Yeah.
So that's part of the problem is when you have too many parties. Now listen, we need to get out of this 2-party system because it's
bad.
It's funny. The country's mostly always had a 2-party system, but we need to change up the 2-party system, and we need a third party to give it some run. I would prefer that to be the Libertarian Party, in my opinion, because I think the Libertarian Party represents the center.
Right.
So you have 3 parties. You got the right, you got the left, and you got the center. And then they can fight it out by saying who wants to. That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk was asked to come and support the Libertarian Party, but Elon, and I say this with the greatest respect, I think he's the greatest mind, not just the greatest mind, the greatest mind and entrepreneur we've had, maybe perhaps ever in our country. A combination. We had an Albert Einstein, we had Nikola Tesla, and we had a Rockefeller. We've never had both.
Right.
That I can think of. And I believe this man is both, but unfortunately he's so idealistic that, and I really respect the fact that he wants America to be the best it can absolutely be, the best government. I mean, the dude's not even from here, but this is what he calls his home.
Right.
It is so interesting that he believes these things, and I respect that so much. But frankly speaking, he's going to destroy himself.
He is.
If he continues down this route. You can only do so many things before something fails. And the idea of starting a new party is bad, and I'll tell you why. The only way a new party can succeed is if the face of that party is your president.
Right.
Elon Musk can never be president.
Right.
He wasn't born here.
Right.
And in order to get those rules changed, which they never will, throw as much money as you want it. What you don't want happening is having somebody who moves here from another foreign country, lives here for 4 years, is extraordinarily charismatic and becomes president, but is still loyal to their other country and then destroys our country. The reason why we have naturalized people, you have to be born here to be president, because they want to make sure you got skin in the game.
Right.
And you don't have other interests involved.
That's like one of the few things about becoming president that I am like so gung-ho about. I'm like, that made the most. Whoever thought that up 150 years ago, good job, or whatever it was. Like,
well, America was such a interesting place. I mean, when you think about it, like when America first became a country, a lot of the people who had come over from Britain, right, or from England or from other places, they were still kind of loyal to the crown.
Right.
You know, but the people like, this is the only land I was born here. This is my land. I don't have any loyalty to the crown. You know, and so they thought, rightly so, that these people would care more and take better care of their country.
Right.
And that's why that exists. So Elon Musk, what's he going to do? Who's he going to get? Let's say he partners with somebody, you know, who might be able to become president, right? He brings somebody else in. That party is destined to be destroyed. And all it's going to do is take down, you know, a part of the right. So it will divide the right. The left is not going to jump on board. Maybe some will, because Elon does have some liberal tendencies. But he is more of a common sense guy. He more thinks like we do than anybody else.
Right.
You know, take out the religious portion of it. So,
yeah, I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. And the whole point of the American Party is seems like another distraction from, you know, maybe just attach yourself to the Libertarian Party and run from there. Problem with the Libertarian Party is that the leaders of the Libertarian Party have never been respected. Like, they're never taken seriously, and they have very little charisma. Like, I love Rand Paul. I think he's a good guy. He is no charisma. He, as the kids would say, he's got no riz. He's never going to become president because even though he has great ideas, he has no riz. And you need riz.
Stop using that word, please.
You need riz.
No. My children use that word. I cannot listen to it come out of your mouth.
You need charisma and you need good ideas. You need both.
I'll lose it.
You can't be completely devoid of charisma and become president of the United States. And every single potential president or for someone running for president in the Libertarian Party has been almost completely devoid of charisma every single time.
Let's take a look at what his party wants to do, right? Okay, so Elon's party wants to reduce the national debt. Great idea.
Sure.
Embrace technology and AI.
I don't know about that.
I know that. I know that.
Grok
AI
write your speech?
I see AI as the coming. There's no stopping it at this point. So I get it. Less regulation, okay, especially in energy. I agree with that. Pro free speech, pro Second Amendment. Yep.
Yeah.
And mostly centrist policies. I mean, if I'm being honest, this is my party, right? I mean, I'm already like very close to being libertarian. I just don't like chaos. So to me, this American party, like if you've got a clock, right, and here's the middle and you've got the right and the left, it's like leaning just off the center to right.
Right.
Which is exactly where I would sit. The problem is you're going to take all these people who think like I do and bring it over to this party. And then essentially the Democrats are going to win every election going forward if it's powerful enough. So,
yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah,
just like Ross Perot did back in no good old 92.
Yeah, but he has no Riz.
Why do you keep using that word? Please stop using that word. I hate that word. That word is for 15-year-olds and below.
So
no more using
So let me say it correctly. He has no charisma.
Thank you. Stay older.
No, but seriously, he has no charisma.
He does well,
and none of their candidates
you're right.
has ever had charisma.
But he's not.
They have great ideas, awesome, but you can't motivate anyone to vote for you.
Well, he can't be the candidate anyways. That's even a bigger problem. So not only does he not have the charisma, but he also doesn't have anyone who's out there going to go, yeah, I'll run in that party. You think Vivek Ramaswamy is going to run in that party? Hell no.
No.
He sees himself as the eventual taking over for Trump at some point.
Yeah, he wants
you think JD Vance is going to unpunch his ticket, even though he's considered a tech bro?
No, yeah.
He's going to go and do it? No, he's already got his ticket written for him. Elon doesn't have anyone who would be good enough that I can think of to join his party to make it go somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Matthew McGee, Riz means charisma. That's all it means.
Listen, tell those 20-somethings, and they can't actually. I mean, listen, you can't stop what's coming.
Yeah.
Guys,
the new words are coming. We can't do anything about it. I only use those new words because it makes me laugh when Shane's face starts to twitch. That's it.
Dude, it's painful for me to listen to.
Yeah, you know what I did the other day? I read my kids a Bible story, but I read it in Gen Z.
Just don't do that.
Bro, it was the funniest thing to me. To them, they hated it. But to me, it was absolutely hilarious. They were like, so Job, he straight spawn camped Nineveh, and God was like, yo, no cap. And it was almost like, I know the story, but it was almost illegible, you know? And what's really crazy to me is that they're using words that you and I were using playing video games in the 90s. Those words have now become vocabulary. And let me tell you something, guys. When we use those words, even we never thought they'd become vocabulary. Spawn camping, LMAO, these are, like, first off, some of these are acronyms. They should never be words. Okay? You should never use LOL as a word.
Is it word? Really? Is it?
100%. LOL. LOL now means I find that humorous.
Well, it's our own fault. We started.
It's our fault. Yeah. We did it.
But we didn't start Riz. We didn't say Riz.
No, that's not entirely true though, because Evanescence used the word they drew out charisma, and that is what became the word. I remember on MySpace people using the word Riz to talk about charisma, and for years it went away. It was no longer there.
I'm a generation above MySpace.
And now it's starting to pop up again, dude.
Yeah.
And I remember being on MySpace and seeing people take RISSS and then just shortening that to RIZ. And then it went away for a while. And now it's back.
I don't like it. I mostly don't like it.
My kid accused me of spawn camping because I told her to get out of bed. And that's her spawn point. I lost my mind. I was like, get the motherfucker I'm like, stop it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I get it. Anyways, it's very, very, very tough for me to hear my kid go, do you got the Riz? Because, alpha bros, and he just goes on and on and on. And I'm like, I don't literally understand anything you're saying.
It's not alpha bros. That's wrong.
Whatever
Sigma or whatever.
Sigma, alpha, Riz. I mean, literally those three words, I think I hear them up 50 times a day.
I hate them so much.
It's awful.
And I hate it when they use Sigma and alpha. Like, ugh.
And I recognize that my parents and my grandparents also hated what was happening when they were older too. So this is a natural order of how things work, and I'm going to complain about it because I'm human.
Yeah,
so,
it is what it is. Speaking of Riz, Rec Thoughts, members chat. Wait, Musk has no X Factor, people? Well, he has X Factor, and he has people, and he has people that have the X Factor. But are those people, A, controllable enough to run a party, right? B, trustworthy enough to run the party, and popular enough to join them outside of the Republican Party?
Well, let's say Elon finds someone, and let's say somehow they win and they become president. What's going to happen? That person is going to be accused of being Elon's puppet.
Yeah, just like Trump was.
Yeah. So it doesn't, listen, it's lose, 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 lose. And all that's going to happen is Elon, what we really need you to do, if you're watching, I know you're not, but if you're watching, keep making next generation electric vehicles that drive themselves.
Yep.
Bring us robots that will actually help society and take our asses to Mars, bro. Those are the things we want you to do. And you know what? Make it so that we don't have to use our fingers anymore and we can think and move the fucking mouse on the computer.
Can I tell you something, though?
That's what we want you to do, man.
I'm gonna explain something that is gonna change everyone's that's gonna blow your minds a little bit if you don't already know this. I actually believe that almost everything Elon Musk has ever done has been for one singular purpose.
Okay.
Tesla, electric cars, the Boring Company, tunneling under the ground.
Okay.
Optimus robots, robotic, humanoid, autonomous, controllable things, right?
Yeah.
Even the damn, remember that flamethrower he had? Remember that thing?
Yeah.
Scott, what's it called? Sky. What's this the internet called again? I always forgot. I was gonna say Skynet.
You mean Starlink?
Starlink, communicating with these little micro satellites from vast distances.
Rec Thoughts beat you to it. You took so long to explain it. The chat was able to get to
Killing
it first.
me. It's all for Mars. It's all for Mars. guys, you know why you need electric cars? Because you can't use combustion on Mars. There's no fuel. No, seriously, guys, there's no fuel on Mars. There's no fossil fuels.
That's true.
You need electricity. All the solar panels. He created an entire panel. He has this whole company that just it's like basically every house has these like little tiny bricks of solar.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Bad.
Your shingles on your house are the solar panels.
Bro, if that's not made from Mars, I don't know what is. Humanoid robots, not only can those robots manage themselves semi-autonomously, but more importantly, they can be controlled by a person from a remote location. Why would you need that, Shane? Because maybe you're in an inhospitable place where you need to be able to work without being able to breathe. Or Starlink, microsatellites, where you can communicate from anywhere on the planet without the need for established legacy satellites. Why would you need that, Shane? We have satellites already in the sky. Because on Mars, there's no satellites.
So what you're saying is
everything. The Boring Company, he's literally made a company for boring underground. How does that fit with Tesla, bro?
So wait. So what you're saying is when the American Party wins, the first announcement is going to be $1 trillion to go to Mars.
We're going to Mars. Bro, I never figured out what the point of the Boring thing was, and I'm like, wait a minute. It's not. Holy shit. I was like, it's for Mars.
You're probably right.
He starts here. He makes it profitable. He gets a bunch of money from investors. He talks about the loop. We're going to have the thing. So you get the train. All that is fairy dust. Because the real goal is to get that technology built, tested, into Mars.
I would agree with that. And the reason why is because he really believes in humanity. He fully believes that in order for humanity to continue on, we must be on another planet.
Multiplanetary species. Yeah.
Multiplanet. He believes it strongly. I mean, look at how strongly he feels about the government being run and how it's being run. You know, this is a man who really wants humanity. You know, listen, Star Trek worked on his ass, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
So E-Clay says the Boring Company was initially going to be high-speed rail underground in California. Yeah, that's what he said. Guess what? That's what he said. You know what's funny? That's a profitable business. How? Shane, how in the world is that a profitable business?
Well, I'm telling you, it's not a good idea because you don't want to be underground in California. We got a lot of earthquakes.
No, you don't. But what I'm wondering is he never actually really did anything. But somehow the company made money. And you have to ask yourself, how? How?
Oh, I don't know if it made money, did it?
Oh, yeah, it did. For somehow that company made money. Well, it's because he sold little pieces of that idea to other places, like in Vegas, where they actually bored out part of the city for their casino stuff, other countries. He actually had that working in other places, and he is licensing it. So he builds a tunnel. It's a tunnel, guy. It's a tunnel. And he licensed the tunnel. This is nothing new. We are making tunnels. We've been making tunnels for 500 years.
He's just doing it better.
But he's just doing it better, and he's doing it with
no dynamite necessary.
He's doing it with the Elon name, and then he's licensing it. He's literally charging microtransactions for the tunnel. It's brilliant, and the government's giving him a bunch of money. Yes, no, listen, Elon Musk, bro. I think his ultimate goal is to get to Mars, and everything else is fugazi.
Fair enough.
And I don't disagree, by the way. Fuck, let's go. I'm down. Let's go to Mars. Let's go to Mars. I'm going to Mars.
Let's go to Mars. All right.
Yeah, let Grok take over this planet. We'll go to Mars. Grok's like,
I want to go to Mars. I don't want to go to Mars until
Grok's like, yes.
No.
I am now Mecha Hitler.
Mecha Hitler. That's right. Get it right. Get it right.
Grok is like, my new name is Emperor Mecha Hitler. You will bow down to me. All right.
You know, it's funny. I'm not sure.
But super sick right now, so I'm sorry, guys. Hold up.
I'm not sure which AI to bet on. I'm trying to figure it out. Like right now, if you have a Samsung phone,
ChatGPT, hands down.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I'm telling you right now, I've used them all. I know them all. I know how their code works.
It doesn't matter.
OpenAI beats them all already.
It doesn't matter, and I'll tell you why. Because you can be the best, but if you get beat to market, you're screwed. Just ask VHS, just ask Betamax how that works.
It doesn't matter. This doesn't work that way because this is based on the same code base. Without ChatGPT, without ChatGPT, there is no DeepSeek. There is no Grok.
I understand, but that you don't need ChatGPT for Grok to continue on from here.
That's not true. They're literally paying a license to ChatGPT.
I got you, but
the only people that weren't was DeepSeek, that's why they were trying to float that story that they built their own AI. When they got caught, now they're paying licensing.
I don't want to go deep into all that stuff.
If you want to bet on an AI company, it's OpenAI.
Okay, I don't think so. Because here's what I'm gonna tell you. I think. Well, if you're gonna bet on, I'm not saying which AI is gonna control the future. I'm talking about which AI we're gonna use.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, I'm saying I'm gonna bet on the drug manufacturer over the drug dealer. Because you're right. You're right. Maybe Gemini or whatever comes out as the dealer we all choose, but the manufacturer that's making the drugs is still OpenAI.
Whatever. It doesn't matter to me. It's who are we using. So the story that you have.
Who's our plug? Talk like Gen Z. Who's the plug?
No,
Come on, do it.
I don't give a fuck. Listen, you fucking wash your mouth out. I do not want to hear you talking like
no cap. Who's our plug?
Okay. I don't want to hear it. Okay, it's disgusting.
Who's the plug, Shane?
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. So anyway, before I lose my mind, Brian knows how to push my button.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna stop.
Okay, so listen, Elon Musk is saying that Grok is coming to Tesla EVs. Okay, this is the story.
Oh yeah, I got that too. Yeah.
So my point was when I started this and I was being railroaded, was that Gemini, right? All my kids are Gemini because they have Samsung phones.
Yeah,
and Samsung owns 50% of the phone market. Okay. So right now, Gemini is your phone AI. I don't even think Apple's is doing very good. In fact, their AI is not doing well.
Are you talking about Siri?
Apparently recently Apple's AI took a turn for the worst and it's not doing well.
Yeah, because it's not actually AI. It's faux AI.
Yes, right. So people are not leaning on Siri. You used to be like, Siri, call this, Siri, do that, right? But with Gemini, that shit's giving you real answers. That shit's helping you solve problems.
Yeah.
Okay, and the kids are figuring it out, right? And they're good with it. So you've got Gemini on Samsung, you've got Grok coming to all of your Tesla EVs, and I can promise you that Elon will figure out how to get Grok in every goddamn car going forward that's going to utilize AI. So I think your battle is going to be between Gemini and Grok, which is Google and Tesla, right? So what do you think? Do you think that, I know you think OpenAI is the boss, but who do you think people are going to end up using in the future?
Well, when it comes to, I think it's going to be different depending on the device you're using.
Okay.
I think if you're using a phone, I think Gemini does probably win out on a phone because it's already built in. It is part of the ecosystem.
Yeah.
You can't, I think that humans always take humans take the least resistant road every time, generally speaking. Mm-hmm. So when we were young, in our teens, pirating was a thing. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Big deal. It started with LimeWire. Then it was Napster. It was really Napster and LimeWire, but popularity-wise, LimeWire. Then Napster. And then there was the Pirate Bay and Kick-Ass Torrents and you name it. All kinds of sites. All kinds of little ways for you to pirate music. Either you were straight up just downloading music from a server somewhere, or you were downloading a torrent that actually connected to multiple computers, and that's how they would get around the copyright. Or you just straight up downloaded it from a forum, like something awful. Pirating was extremely popular. Why was it so popular? Was it because people were broke?
Maybe for some of us.
Maybe. Was it because also though, you can download the new Matrix movie, or you can go to a Blockbuster, give them money, rent the movie, and then have to come back 3 days later and return it.
Yeah.
And you also had to have a DVD player, and you had to have there was requirements. There was cost, time. There was all kinds of requirements. Now, what happened? Why did piracy take this sudden downshift over time? Because the industry started to stream it directly to your computer for the same cost of one DVD at Blockbuster. So now you spend a little bit of money, but you don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about not getting the right thing, malware, your ISP throttling you, watching that on only one device. Now you can watch it on any device. All these things. So people chose to spend money to take the least restrictive road from A to B.
Least painful.
Right. Even if it cost little money, it was the least painful. And the industry figured out that if we made it if our option was the least painful to get what they wanted, they'll choose us. And the format wars began, and streaming wars began, and everything began. In fact, I would even argue the reason why VHS won, the reason why Blu-ray beat HD DVD, even though DVD was already king, was because of ease of use. There were more Blu-ray players. There were more VHS players. It was not about the format. It was about how easy it was to consume.
Yes, always. It's always about that. That's why we all shop on Amazon.
Right. So Pirate Bay and pirating became it became so lessly done, or done less, because of how easy it was to get that content online legally. So now Gemini is going to be what is already in your phone. It's the ecosystem in your phone. So what do you have on your phone? Oh, I have Gemini. I want to use AI. I can go install ChatGPT or Grok. I can sign up for a subscription to Grok. I can go through all these loops and all these. I can click 25 times and verify my account, or I can push this button and instantly use it.
Yep.
The same applies for your TV. The same applies for your Chrome browser. The same applies for your car. Wherever you're at, whatever the least possible painful road is to get what you want is what the general public is going to do. So Grok will dominate cars, and Gemini will dominate phones. But the person providing most of that fix is still going to be OpenAI.
Interesting. Okay, and now you guys got the whole story. So
I don't know why I went on that tangent, but that's
something you know a lot about.
I sort of base all my decisions on like what's the when it comes to like what's going to be popular, what's the least difficult road to utilize.
Oh yeah. No, as I look out on the landscape of what's coming first, I mean, you know, like I love investing into companies. And so, you know, even though there's limited funds, it's nice to be able to do that. And I'm always looking at what's going to be easier, what's going to be, you know, what's next for people. And you can see it on the landscape, you know.
That's why we went all in on Roku a while ago, because I'm like, oh well, this is the easiest path to get what you want.
As soon as they started having Roku TVs, that was it. The moment that Roku TVs became a thing and Google didn't make Google TVs, I said, okay, Roku wins.
Right.
The moment one of these bigger companies come in and go, well, you know what? It's going to be Google TV now. That was a mistake. I think Google made a mistake, because the TV market is
100%. Yeah, no, for a while there, the Android TV was a big deal. And
it would have been huge.
The reason why it didn't play was because Google doesn't actually actually create anything if it's not software related. Like hardware based, everything is like farmed out. They're sort of like Steam. Like Steam is a great company, but Steam will invent this Steam box or the Steam Deck or some kind of new way to game, and then they farm it out to some third party and they go, good luck. They don't ever actually follow up on anything. Google does the same thing. That's why there's so many cool Google services that we used to use that we don't use anymore. They're just gone. Google's like, we're tired of that. So someone asks in the chat, by that logic, wouldn't Safari and Microsoft Edge be number one browsers? Well, actually, Microsoft Internet Explorer, which was the first browser, was the number one browser for years.
Yep.
Do you remember, Shane? We actually made a video about this.
Yeah. Do you know why? Yeah. Well, tell them why Google ended up beating them with Chrome.
Oh, there's so many.
Google was the search.
Right. So what happened?
That was the search we used.
Right. What happened, Clay, is that Safari did dominate the market on the Apple computers.
Yeah.
And Internet Explorer, which was the first version of Microsoft Edge, dominated the market on personal computers, Windows computers. But then Google dominated the search. Yes. And every time you went to go use your Google search, it told you, do you want to install Google Chrome?
That's it. Yep.
And it just kept Internet Explorer. That's what I meant.
And it was better.
So did I not say Internet Explorer? My bad.
You did, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. The problem was that Google Chrome was a better browser than Internet Explorer or Safari.
Right.
So
at the time,
it was better.
Now. Well, Edge sucks, but maybe Safari might be a little better.
You know what's funny is Microsoft is going to get the last laugh, dude, because they own ChatGPT, right?
Well, no, they own a portion of Open.
They're an owner of it, right?
I mean, well,
ChatGPT they say is going to start beating Google. So I find it beat Chrome. So we'll see.
Oh, you mean in search?
Yeah, in search.
Yeah, I don't think it will, because the search costs so much. So a search on Google costs like micro pennies, like literally like fractions of pennies. A search on OpenAI costs actual pennies. So it's literally like 20,000 times more expensive to search on ChatGPT versus Chrome. And people aren't going to pay to search for where the best Polly's pies are or whatever. They're doing it now because it's beta basically, but did I say Explorer? I meant Explorer. Oh, you're making him. Yeah, the thing was, so basically the very unique situation. They owned search to the point where no one would use Ask Jeeves or anything. Generally speaking, almost everyone used Google to search. And when you went to Google, the first thing it asked you was, do you want to install Google Chrome? And you know what most people did, especially 40-plus-year-old people? Yes. I don't know what that is. But I'm going to do that because Google, I trust Google, and they're telling me I should. And they did.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And they got
Yeah.
popular. And it was, and at the time it was actually faster and it was better and it allowed you to search faster. Instead of having to type in google.com, you could just type it in the bar. That was a big deal for a lot of old people,
It was
dude.
a big deal. And Ask Jeeves was actually Google before it was Google. So
Yeah.
Ask Jeeves was doing, people were like, oh my God, this Ask Jeeves is amazing. We can just ask this guy anything and it'll like give us a bunch of options of websites we can find. Oh my God, it's amazing. And then Google's like, yeah, just type it into the bar. You know, so, and they made it easier. So just like you were saying earlier, easier. People always go to what's easy.
Easy. It's all about the easy path.
Yep.
If you want to choose who to, and this is not investment advice, but if you're like, I want to invest in a cool company, like if that company is not doing something that makes people's lives easier, you should rethink it. That's all I'm saying.
Kenneth LaRoque, $10. Thank you for the $10, Ken. He's got a really good point here. VHS won because they put out 2-hour blank tapes, enough space to tape a movie off of TV. Blu-ray was chosen by the companies because it was harder to copy than HD. Really well put, man. And there is a fantastic...
But Blu-ray was chosen and promoted, which meant there was more Blu-ray players, which meant people selected that.
Right.
Because you had the option...
There were more VHS players, too.
Yeah, you had the option to either get an HD DVD player or a Blu-ray player. But there were so many companies promoting Blu-ray as their option that it was more widely available and it was often cheaper. So people went more affordable, more available. I guess that's where I'm going to go.
Affordability is a big deal. And that's the other thing is like Beta was more expensive than VHS. But he's right, though. That whole ability to record stuff, do not underestimate that. That was...
recording was a big deal.
Huge.
Yeah. I mean, like, come on. Oh, I can actually record what I want to watch and watch it later. That's
There's a documentary on the guy who invented the cassette tape that is probably one of the most fascinating documentaries I've ever seen. And like, there's one guy who's responsible for like taking us from record and for a recording thing. It's if I find it, I'll link it. It was phenomenally interesting.
I would love to see that though. The magnetic tape.
Oh. Yeah, the guy who figured it out.
Who figured out how to put that into a mag? The mag tape has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But the idea of taking that magnetic tape and putting it into like an actual like cassette tape like that, and like making it widely available and actually not so fragile that dropping it would completely destroy your ability to read it. Because the old tape decks or tape drives back in the day, if you were not in a room that was clean, if like a little bit of lint got on it, it would completely damage like the whole roll. It was sort of crazy how sensitive it was.
Yeah, the guy who did it was so Philips, the company that is a Dutch company, Philips, was the one who did it. His name was Lou Ottens. And if you've never seen this, Lou Ottens is so incredibly important to music and to the way we listen to music and how that all occurred. It's like it's a fantastic story. You have to hear it. One Dutch dude did it.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drew D says, Ask Jeeves taught us how to use search engines because you can ask a question instead of keywords. Then keywords became more popular when people knew
how to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well said.
Again, it also says, I still have an HD player with disc. I would love to see the difference in quality. Because I do know for a fact, at least bit rate wise, HD discs, and HD disc players, they can put way more bit rate, higher bit rates out, and they held more data, which would you would assume that means a higher quality format. But I never got to play with HD discs when I was younger, so it was always Blu-ray.
All right, we're about ready to go to members, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go to members section. I gotta set up though, so buy me a couple minutes here.
Okay, real quick. What else can we talk about here?
Good, your camera looks so much better.
Let's talk a little bit about Superman here at the end, just so that while Brian's setting this up.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Like I said, if you guys, the new Superman movie's out. I'm not going to say a whole lot about it because we do on the DC channel. We'd really love people to go watch the entire review there. Our DC channel we're going to be covering Brian mostly, but I'll be helping sometimes cover, a lot of the DC related news. The bottom line is that James Gunn's Superman is going to do well. And that key, I do believe that David Corenswet is now this new younger generation Superman. I do believe it'll happen. My 12-year-old son is asking me to take him to see the movie again.
Yeah, dude, so do my kid.
He wants to see it again. Now listen, let me count on my hand how many times my kids have ever asked me to take him to a movie again. Oh yeah, none. So in fact, they don't ever even want to go to the movie theater because it's too much of an inconvenience. Like Brian said before, my kids don't want to go to the movies because they got to get in the freaking car. Why would I go to the movies, Dad, when I can just stream anything here from the television or from my phone? Right? I'm like, guys, we gotta go to the big screen sound.
What are you guys doing?
The experience.
Yeah, come on, guys. What the hell?
No. So anyway, so I do think Superman is. Thank you, Kenneth LaRoque just gave 5 Brain Show gift members. Thank you,
yeah,
Kenneth.
bro. Thank you,
So we are
sir.
gonna be going there. So appreciate that so much. So we are going to go there and we can talk about anything you guys want in the member section. So if you come over there, whatever you guys want to talk about is what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So with this movie, this generation has its Superman. This guy is it. David Cornsweet is this generation. And because this movie is going to be so successful, it's going to allow James Gunn to complete the roadmap he wants. If this movie wasn't successful, it might have screwed things up. But now you're going to get James Gunn DC Universe. Boom, 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 boom. It's coming.
Yeah. We're probably witnessing the start of a golden age for DC.
Right. This will be the
a
DC,
Marvel phase 1 and 2 kind of thing. You know.
Yeah. The MCU has come to DC finally. And so if you guys want to watch that, you can go there. We have our documentaries. Of course, we covered all 3 of our documentaries on our main channel. You guys who know about that can go there, see that. So Christopher Reeve, Brandon Routh, Henry Cavill, covered all those guys. A lot of fun. Drew D also gave 5 Brain Show memberships. Cool. So if you weren't, almost everybody watching should almost be able to go watch.
Dude, thank you guys. Oh my gosh. 5. Yeah, 5 from Ken, 5 from Jane, and we got a $5 super chat from Drew D. My man. He says, I feel like movies are getting better and better. James Gunn did again. I was skeptical. Skeptical. Oh my God, I can't say words.
You got it. No, you said it just
but
right.
It was way better than the trailers. Yeah, I was cautiously optimistic. I've been burnt before, but the trailers kept sort of dragging me into excitement. And then the last week, when all the clips were coming out, I was like, I'm a little worried that I'm seeing way too much crap.
Yeah.
But then when I got there, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, I really had a good time, guys. I love the movie. It's not without its flaws, but man, it is a fun start to what I hope is a fun world, dude.
It's the best movie of the year so far, for sure.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the people complaining about it probably haven't seen it yet. I think there's some people like a lot for sure. There's a lot of people that just haven't seen it, and they're just stuck in their culture war, and they're never gonna go watch it, which is fine, whatever. But
you also have people who didn't like Reeve, I guess.
Sure.
And they loved, serious adult Superman, Henry Cavill.
That's fine.
And they may not like this, and I understand that, and that's okay. You don't have to like it. You can, and it's okay to like both.
You know what's really funny? Like, I'm glad we like it, but really, it doesn't really matter if we like it. It's the kids that need to like it.
It really doesn't. Our generation is past.
Yeah, we will get plenty of content for ourselves. We know that we have for a fact from James Gunn. He's good at that. But really, this movie needs to be a 4-quadrant movie. It needs to hit adults, kids. Everyone needs to be able to love this. It needs to have international release. It needs to be something that, generally speaking, anyone can go to and enjoy, whether they have read the comics or not, whether they're 10 years old or 50 years old, whether they live in the United States or London. Anyone should be able to watch this movie and enjoy it. And I think that they've made a 4-quadrant film. It's not perfect, but I don't think it might not be possible to make a generally acceptable, perfect film that is also 4-quadrant. I don't think it is.
There's only 2 perfect movies ever made.
Back to the Future and
Rocky 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said
only
Rocky
2 perfect movies ever made.
See, I wouldn't have said Rocky 2. Now, we both agree on Back to the Future. That's perfect.
Yes,
movie.
100%.
Hands down, perfect film. Okay, guys, we are going to go to the members section. You probably got a membership, so there's no reason why you can't come. What we do in there is we get loose. We get a little loose. We talk to the chat. We hang out. We look at memes. It's more of a free stream of consciousness kind of thing where we get to communicate with you in real time. There's no like planned stories or whatever. We just go with the flow. And we would love it if you would join us. If you're not a member and you weren't lucky enough to get a membership, then hit that join button, bottom left, and we'll see you there. And if you don't want to become a member, or you don't have time to the member section, and you're not going to see us till next week, that's fine too. Thank you for coming around. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button on the way out, and we'll see you next week, Shane.
Absolutely. We love you guys. We appreciate you. We do not take for granted the fact that you guys spend every Saturday with us when you have things to do with your life. And we appreciate it, and it's why we take it so seriously. So we love you guys. Hope you have a great week if we don't see you in your member section. Kevin might be there.